Hello everyone and welcome to MindMed. My name is Rahel. I'll guide you through a reformer workout, which is going to be core and lower body, and especially for the lower body, it's a lot of unilateral movement, one foot in the strap, the rest of the body stabilizing, nice and challenging. We're starting with the foot bar down and a red spring and a yellow spring on my reformer, which is a full spring, a hard spring, and then the lightest spring, the quarter spring. And then we'll lie down on our backs. And we'll just take the straps from the pegs and holding on to the small strap, making sure you have some room between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Legs in a tabletop, engaging pelvic floor, engaging deep abs, abdominal wall, pulling into your back and inhale. And then exhale, just pull the arms down and inhale. And exhale. Just starting off with some arms and just finding the stability in the core, activating the deep abs. Also some awareness in your glutes, some awareness in your inside thighs. Using that exhale to draw in the abs deep. Last two. And last one, hold it down and then open to the side. And pull down. Use the exhale. The end of the exhale being that moment when you feel the tightest connection of the abs pulled into your back. And 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then start to circle, arms up and around. One more. And then the other way. Closing the ribs, elongating through the neck. Chin and chest are connecting. Last 2. Last 1. Keep the arms up and inhale here. And then exhale, crunch up and push through your straps. The arms forward, chin to chest, drawing in the abs. Making sure your neck flexors are very active right at first. Four more. And then give yourself a little break, the feet down on the platform, the arms out to the side, swaying the knees right and left, opening through your chest, through your pecs, and elongate through the neck. And then we'll go back into the tabletop. Feel free to switch to the long strap anytime you would like to just alleviate some of the tension. And then inhale, and on your exhale, come up into a crunch and extend one leg forward and come back. And the other leg forward. Staying mindful, tuned into your body. Elongate through that leg. Strong stability in the core. Engaging lats. Last 2. Last 1. And then release down. We're just going to sway. And then come back, tabletop again. This time we're gonna extend both legs forward. Four more. And release. Swaying right and left, taking a breath, reset, elongate your neck, open the shoulders, and then come back. We're gonna keep our head down for this series. Legs up to the ceiling, and then inhale and exhale, lower the legs, bring them back up. Make sure you're staying glued down with your sacrum, keeping your spine in a neutral. Making sure you're not arching your lower back, keeping the space underneath the small of the back the same. Last 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1 more. And come back. Another sway. Coming back. Arms up to the ceiling, tabletop the legs. We're really locking into those abs. We're now going to extend one leg, crunch, and come back. Keep the leg out. One more. And switch. And one more. And release. Well done. Sway. Give yourself that relaxation and that breath. And then come back. And we're ready to put one strap back on the hook. Just take the right one and put your right foot in. And we're going to transition into the leg work. So bring the left leg into tabletop, right leg up to the ceiling, making sure you're staying stable in the rest of the body as you push down and inhale. And exhale, push. Engaging your glutes, engaging the hamstrings. And 4 more. Last 2. Deep abs are fully on. And last 1. And then bend that knee in and extend the other leg forward. And we're going to switch. Flex your feet so you can really push through the heels. Your abs are fully on. Really take that energy that we just built up in all the ab work before. Take that into your leg work now for full stability. Last 2. Last 1. And then extend both legs and we're going to scissor. Point the feet again. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Put that strap back on the hook and release the other one. We'll switch and put the left foot in right away. Get ready in the tabletop with the right leg and up with the left, and then push down and push. Stability in the rest of the body, and you might feel very different on either side. That really brings out our asymmetries when we're working unilaterally. And we'll have to stabilize the rest of the body. Making sure your gluteus maximus is fully engaging. Your hamstrings. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then bend in, flex both feet. Make sure you're still stable and even. And then push and pull. Last 4. And last one. And then we're going to extend and we're going to go into scissoring. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release, coming out of the strap. Just pull your knees into your chest for a moment. Rocking side to side. And then come up seated. We're going to switch our springs for the next exercise. And we're going to just use one blue, so 1/2 spring. I have a platform extender that I'll use, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can also just put your feet on the regular platform. That will work too. So back to some core work. Let me face you first. I'm stepping onto the edge of my platform, and I'm going to put my right leg behind, holding on to the shoulder block with my left. Right hand is down, and I'm going to push out here into a plank, and I'm going to pike up and then bring in little twist. So I'm going to look over my right shoulder. I'm almost kind of dropping in here and come up. So working some good side core obliques. Lifting up into pike. And pelvic floor lift. Deep in. Making sure your neck is happy. Your shoulders are stabilized, rotator cuff is on. One more. And then hold it here. And then release your left leg, push it out, and then pull it towards your elbow, push it out, pull it towards your elbow, and reach, and pull, and reach, and pull. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then come back and slowly step off. We're gonna do the other side right away. Stepping on, got my left foot behind the right. Gonna drop down, right hand on the block. Nice stretch here. Pushing out into plank and bring it back up. And now with a little twist, coming up with a twist. Piking, leading with your tailbone. Make sure your shoulders are still stabilizing. So you want to really make sure as you're reaching out here not to lose control. Abs are drawn in. 4 more. So really focusing on that core. Last one. And then we're going to hold it here. And I'm going to extend my right leg out. Pull it into my left elbow, reaching out. And crossing over obliques. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then just bring it back carefully. And I'm just gonna hold on to both shoulder blocks now. And I'm gonna gently lower down into somewhat like a cobra stretch, and then pull the abs all the way in, just getting some symmetry in between, and slowly through the plank, and then gently controlled cobra stretch, modified, reaching back, mobilizing your back with control. If that doesn't feel good to you, go down on the knees, go for a nice cat and cow. Your abs are picking you back up here. And we'll just do 1 more here. And then down on your knees. And I'll be ready for the next exercise. I'll take away my platform extender. And staying with 1 blue spring. On all fours, with my right foot in, and I am holding on to the edges here, around my headrest really. Make sure your pelvis is centered, your shoulders are stabilized, your neck is elongated, so that you can now push back and not lose your stability anywhere in the rest of the body. So pushing through that right leg, and the work really is in the rest of the body rather than the leg. You do have some glutes, you do have hamstrings there, but you'll probably be focusing mostly on holding on to shoulders, to your spine. Your obliques are on. Your left hip is stabilizing, and you want to keep your pelvis stable in the center. 4 more. 3, 2. And then hold it out. And now just slowly down and up. So down into the springs and up. Refresh your shoulders. Refresh your left hip. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Release here. We're gonna turn over into all fours, across, and now you have that spring load from the side, and you're gonna just push back and pull back in, trying to stay in a straight line and keep your hips stable. Working really hard on maintaining your stability. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're gonna keep that right foot in the strap, and our elbow is gonna go into a side plank position. And now we're gonna go straight into pushing out here. And push. And if you want to step up your game, lift your pelvis up and push here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release here. If you can, go straight onto your back, a little adventurous, and lie down all the way. So now you have the other strap, the left strap, in the right leg, the right foot, tabletop the left. We only have a blue spring now. You're gonna push down and circle around and stabilize the rest of the body again. So just giving that leg some nice circles with a lighter spring focused on the stability of the core. And then reverse the circles. Last 2. And last 1. And then just bring that leg into a nice figure 4 stretch for the glutes and the piriformis. And you're all done on that right leg, right side. I'm gonna put this one back on the hook. Coming up into all fours. And we're starting over on the other side, putting the left foot in. And getting our hands back on that edge around our headrest. Nice all fours here. Finding stability, deep abs, shoulders, neck, and push away. Last 2. Last 1. And then extend and hold it here. We're just going to drop down and lift. Lead with the top of the head and reach away from your tailbone. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1, and then release it here. To turn around, facing the side and stabilizing yourself in that all fours so that you can then push through that left leg, keeping stability in the rest of the body. So your inside thighs are working hard and your obliques are fully on fire. The shoulders, you'll feel the shoulders, you'll feel your neck stabilizers. Also on the sides, last 4. And then release. And from here, we're gonna go straight into that side plank situation. Right elbow down. I have my left hand on the shoulder block and then push away. And take this time to get organized, making sure you're lifted off that right shoulder. And you have time to think into your glutes, really working from the gluteus maximus. And you have your side glute, glute med, to lift that leg against gravity and then step it up if you like. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release. And now turn over onto your back if you like to go straight, and if not, take the strap away from the foot and put it back on. So I got my right strap on my left foot. And then spread out your shoulder blades, tabletop your left leg, and then start to circle. And the other way, reverse the circles. Giving your hip a nice mobilization. And work your abs, stabilizing. Keeping your pelvis in the center, your sacrum glued down. And then watch out for your shoulders. Last 2. Last 1. And then stay here for a figure 4 stretch. And then release that strap. Place it back on your hook. Slowly coming up. And we're gonna turn around for some more ab work. And I'm gonna slip into the straps. I'm gonna go into the small straps. I'm gonna just fit them around my thighs. Choose whatever works for you. And then lie down onto the carriage so your butt will be against the shoulder blocks. If it's not enough space for you, you can also take the shoulder blocks off and scoot forward a little more. And then the hands behind the head, and inhale and exhale. Pull and inhale. Extend your legs and pull and just work that gentle spring. We're gonna scoot back further in a little moment, but first really work here to find your depth and activate those hip flexors. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then just bring the feet down on the headrest. And now scoot up and to the edge of the carriage. And that's where you can mobilize your spine over the edge and just kind of drop down into the well. Use this moment to give your spine that nice extension. And then get ready. Lift up again into tabletop. A little more spring load. And inhale and exhale. Pull. And you can go over the edge. So make it even bigger with that pre-stretch. Making sure your chin stays close to your chest. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then the feet down on the headrest. You can take another deep dive here over the edge, releasing down into the well and into the springs. And then grab those straps and slip out of them. The feet back on the headrest and inhale here. And then exhale, slowly roll up into seated and inhale here. And exhale, slowly going down. And inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Mobilizing all the way through. If you need a little more help, you can always hold on further forward or even the loop, whatever works for you. Take your time to develop the strength there. And then extend one leg forward. Exhale up. And now go directly, exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Last 2. Last 1. And then switch legs. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do 1 to stay there and inhale. And exhale, come up. And then we'll switch. Inhale. To just exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Easing the shoulders, drawing the abs in, making sure you're flattening. You want your transverse abdominis on, you want your pelvic floor on. Stay mindful of the remaining foot here on the foot on the headrest. And last one. And then release. The straps go back on your hooks. And you can do a cross-legged, which is slightly more open. So you want your shins to be parallel, so it almost is like a modified pigeon. And then just release over. You can stretch your glutes, you can release your abs, release your neck. And then just switch your legs. And slowly come up. And we are gonna go ahead and pull the foot bar up. And put the middle red spring, so I'm using the one which is right in the middle here so that I can step in the well. Left foot goes in, right foot is against the edge of the carriage. Some more unilateral work on the legs, and we're gonna push back. Make sure your pelvis stays level, and make sure your shoulders, your arms stay alive so you're not just locked in there, but you want to dynamically stabilize. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And I'm gonna step right onto my platform and bend down into a squat. My right foot is against the edge here. I'm gonna push and push. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Switching legs, right foot into the well. Stabilizing shoulders, neck, elongating through the top of the head. Now make sure that right foot is nicely placed too. Kneecap forward, and then push. Last 2, last 1, and then right onto the platform, flipping around down into a squat and skater. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Stepping onto the carriage, just releasing over your legs and taking a big stretch here. And then we're just going to finish against the shoulder blocks with a last little bit of abs, pulling in and pushing out rather gently but deep. You should feel the abs super alert now. So give yourself that resistance and that depth in that bear stance, bear plank. So you're almost pulling the knees under, working resistance both ways, working resistance in space. You should feel the strength through your legs, length through the legs and opening through the hip. So kind of regulating and at the same time going very deep. One more time. Last 2. Very mindful. Last 1. And then drop down and take a deep child pose. Your butt's all the way up in the air. And then slowly roll all the way back and into a cross-legged. Take that moment sitting on your sit bones, feeling grounded, and then take the arms all the way up. Deep inhale, palms together, and then down through the midline to conclude your workout. And then you're all set. Thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe if you want to stay in the loop. See you soon.